Hey, what's up, everyone on YouTube and Twitter? So tonight, Bitcoin was able to reclaim the 10 SMA. This took place after breaking below it over the past few days and testing down to the 43 SMA. So reclaiming the 10 SMA is a positive sign for Bitcoin. Typically, when it is above the 10 SMA, it usually seems to have some strength. When it is below it, it usually has some weakness. And over the past year, every single time that we have gone below the 43 SMA, it eventually has led to the next low. If you look back last year, this was in April and May, broke below the 43 SMA, came down and made a low. Then over here, broke below the 43 SMA, made the low, broke below the 43 SMA, made the August low. This was the September low. Then we had these two lows down here. And then back last month, we broke below it, made a low, broke back above it, and then broke back below it once again, made another low. And then obviously we had this wick over the past week to mark once again another low. So Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength here after moving up after the election, kind of consolidating these gains. But I do believe that Bitcoin will continue up at some point and probably push to the 120 to 150K range at some point in quarter one or quarter two. The Fibonacci targets that we had gone over many months ago are still 100% in play here. If Bitcoin can clear this 2.618 at approximately 114K, the next target would be up here around 139K. And obviously Bitcoin got to this 1.618 target around 89K and has been consolidating above it. So I do believe once when it exits this consolidation at some point, it will probably go through the 2.618 and then start to push up to the 3.618 target. So Bitcoin is probably on its way, is looking very good. But obviously, a lot of people are wondering what's going on with Ethereum and what is going on with the alts. So if we take a look at Ethereum, Ethereum confirmed bullish divergence. It had a lower low on the price with a higher low on the RSI. This was confirmed. So Ethereum now has bullish divergence. In the area that you really want to see Ethereum get through first is this 3,500 level. This was the wick high from a few weeks ago back in January. So you want to see it first make a higher high, get above this area, and then at some point eventually break this neckline that it has been in. It has essentially been forming a inverse head and shoulders pattern. This is the left shoulder right here. This would be the head, and this would be the right shoulder. So you want to see Ethereum break out of this, use this bullish divergence to get out of this range that it has been in, and then eventually push up to this neckline around $4,000. And then finally break out. And Ethereum obviously at this point is not following the 2021 path at all. At this point 4 years ago, Ethereum was essentially sitting at all-time highs. And obviously right now it is not even close to the all-time highs, approximately around $4,800. But if you go back to 2017, if you look at this structure, it doesn't exactly look similar, but Bitcoin broke all-time highs in March of 2017. It had set the all-time highs back here in June of 2016, and obviously back then Ethereum was newer, so this was mostly in price discovery, but it went into this downtrend before starting to move up in quarter one of 2017 and breaking the all-time highs in quarter one of 2017. So it is entirely possible that Ethereum is playing out similar structure to 2017. So despite it not being on the 2021 schedule, it still has a great opportunity here to make all-time highs here in quarter one, break out sometime maybe in February or March, and then follow the 2017 path. And now we take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance currently is in a tight range between 60% and 56.6%. Yesterday, it came up to this resistance area, but has since pulled back. So a lot of this is going to play hand in hand. If Ethereum can get this push, we potentially could see Bitcoin dominance drop down. So a lot of this is dependent on Ethereum. And this is also kind of very similar to 2017. Back in 2017, around the March timeframe is when Ethereum broke the all-time highs. And this is what ultimately sent Bitcoin dominance down here. And if you look at this structure of Bitcoin dominance back during 2016 and 2017 to now, it does actually have some similarities. It topped back here in November. This was similar to last year. It topped here in November before going down into December, which is what we saw here. It went down into December, had a second low back here in January of 2017, before trending upward into February and finding resistance at a previous high. And that's what we're also seeing here. We're trending upwards into February, but we're finding some resistance here at a previous high. So it is possible that this is playing out, but it needs Ethereum to really start to pump to bring this down. So essentially all eyes are now on Ethereum. It has confirmed this bullish divergence. So over the coming days, we want to watch to see if this ends up playing out, breaking this downtrending resistance, making a higher high, pushing Bitcoin dominance down, and ultimately getting it below and making a lower low below this 56.6 level, but also below the November, December low around approximately 54.5% level. Once when Bitcoin dominance slips below this level, I do think alts will really start to outperform and start to go on their run. But this also means that Bitcoin will also start to go on its major run, as when Bitcoin dominance drops, this is when Bitcoin really starts to surge. If you look back to the 2017 cycle, when this started to drop off for Bitcoin dominance here, this is when Bitcoin started its run. It was around $1,000 and ran up to $20,000 despite Bitcoin dominance crashing the whole year. And then if you go back to last cycle, when Bitcoin dominance started to break down here, Bitcoin pushed up from around 25K all the way up to 65K and saw its largest move. So Bitcoin dominance crashing is not a bad thing for Bitcoin. It essentially means that Bitcoin is going into the turbo mode, which is its strongest move, and it typically lasts multiple months. If you're interested in extra content, I do have a Patreon. I post videos every few days, as well as answer all questions in the Patreon chat. So with that said, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on X, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post all the videos there first. I will see you guys on Twitter, and I will see you guys in the next video.